Good evening. It is the Horse Hounds reporting live for another episode of the Monday Night Raw edition of the Black Super Friends. Hey, I came to the studio just to give you guys what you would love to see from these three gentlemen on this panel. Tonight is Monday night, and it was quite the week and the weekend from mass shootings to legislative bills that are controversial to NBA playoffs and going all the way back to some pimp hating about Kevin Samuels, which we know would not be tolerated. So we'll discuss all those things tonight briefly. Before I start the show, I want to introduce you to some guys that I've known for a long time. I can vouch for these guys. I love some and I argue with some, but yet they're my brothers. They're my best friends. And that is the ideology for the show. You get to see four black men with different perspectives, giving you some kind of insight from a non-stereotypical view. First, I want to go to the man who's been doing enough push-ups to get his shirt just tight enough to get a real press against his chest. Tonight, with the ring light behind him, you will know him as the Chris Maximus.
Wait a minute. You had me at push-ups, man. You had me at push-ups. I've been trying. 5 o'clock in the morning, we're trying to get up and get to it. So encourage me. It's a long road. Thank you for coming.
Well, I appreciate that, Chris, because none of that is in my spirit right now. I just can't get on that flow for shit. So, hey, Take Me As I Am is a song that some female sung, and that's what it's going to be. See me inside as this chiseled up person. All right, next, I'm going to my guy who I was nice to him for a few weeks, and then he got right back on my shit list. Tonight, he refuses to wear a shirt, but he has on white letters tattooed across his chest. He is the guy that you would love to see showing all his pretty teeth. Tonight, call him Zay, the ladies' man.
Hey man, why you ain't tell them how my chest pressed up against my black king? You know, I've been never mind. I ain't did no push-ups, y'all. The only workout I've been doing is like this here. That's been about it. But salutations and greetings and all that good stuff. Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast. How y'all doing, guys?
Yeah, because I ain't do nothing as well, Zay. And ain't even in my spirit to do it. All right, next, not last but not least, we're gonna go north and talk to our buddy who resides outside of the Atlanta metropolitan area. Tonight, you will call him the wise one. Even though I feel like I can be wise every now and then, but I get no credit on this show.
A dead clock gets the time right twice a day, my brother. So you might be all right.
I guess the dead clock is a compliment.
Yeah, right. Hey, last but not least, Mr. Hardy, what's up?
Hey, man, great. I'm trying out my new background, man. I'm trying to switch it around, so bear with me, man, because these damn mosquitoes out here, man, it's not planned. This wasn't a wise decision.
You're in the garage?
Oh, that
garage.
That's the man cave.
Yeah, because I wanted to smoke. I wanted to try to get me create a man cave out here so I could smoke my cigars and kick it with my dogs. You know what I'm saying? This is the time I get to see you. But I didn't have my cigar, and I came anyway. And I'm like, man, this was a bad decision. But I'm gonna go ahead with it.
All right, cool, man. We do have a shipment of cigars coming. I've asked the supplier, so you guys will be getting a free shipment of cigars from Sugar Cane. I don't know what it's called, a sugar cane, and actually, you smoke it, you can taste sugar cane coming out. Don't ask me how. It's pretty damn good cigar, real sweet. But hey, you know what, guys?
I don't need those cigars.
What?
Those cigars sound suspect. Sugar cane, and they sweet. I don't know, man. I might stick to my backwoods, but all right.
Zay, you can elevate in life, or you can stay where you at. You've had far worse things next to your lips.
And he said fur. I saw what you did with that.
Yeah, I hope you caught on to it. So, hey, quickly, dog. Hey, it was for the ride. Sit harder. Hey, we're gonna run through this real quick. And Chris is the sports analyst of the show, and he wanted to talk about the NBA playoffs that I just did not see coming. I wanted Giannis to do what he did, but he was missing his Batman to his Robin. And then Golden State looked a little weak in parts, but somewhat. We have 4 teams that remain, I believe.
Yes,
All
14.
right.
It has been a exciting playoffs to not have LeBron in it, KD going out in the first round. It has been a very, very exciting playoffs. I think it's one of the most competitive playoffs I've seen. That if you didn't see that first round Minnesota and who was it, Mavs?
Yeah.
That series was crazy. Then you got the Phoenix Suns series with the Mavs was good. Over in the East, I would have I ain't seen basketball like that in that Boston series and the way Miami is playing. But right now we got 4 teams left. In the East we have Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. And on the West we have the Warriors, which is surprising to me, I must say, and the Mavs, who's more surprising to me. So I want to get you guys prediction and pick. So I want you to pick the winner and the game. I'm gonna go with DeMario first.
I hate to say this. I'll tell you what my heart say. My heart say Heat Warriors, then Warriors win it all. My head say Boston Warriors, Warriors win it all.
Oh, okay. Zay, what you think?
Damn. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I am a Heat fan, and I did see or foresee the Heat and Golden State. But I'm banking on my Heat. I'm going with my heart. We're gonna pull it out.
Okay, against
I'm
who?
not even talking about Boston. We
Okay,
Golden State.
against who? Who they gonna go against? Golden State.
Miami. I'm a Heat fan. I'm a lifer.
Oh damn. Horace, what you think?
I think that the Heat will run Boston. However, I'm rooting for Boston, which is rare. I don't like Boston at all. And Golden State, I believe, will outshoot Dallas. So I'm hoping to see Golden State in a Boston finals, but I think will be exciting because that's going to be a unique matchup between the two. So I'm looking for Clay and Steph to get another title, even though I know Boston and this boy Tatum is starting to take his own space. You know what I mean? He's starting to show some things because the other night when Giannis had 46 and 20 points, 20 rebounds and all that, and they lost, I had to look at Tatum a little different, man. So Golden State, Celtics, Golden State wins it all, I hope.
Okay. I like those picks. I don't have a true team in the left, so I'm just enjoying basketball. And really, however it shakes out, I think it'll be good, man. I really want the Heat to win, seeing as though we're from Florida. You know what I'm saying? I love Jimmy Butler. I love the way that team play. I think Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the world. So I would like to see that. Over on the West, the Warriors and Heat would make the most exciting finals. But then that Boston Mavs look good too. So the only reason why I would like Boston and Mavs is because you got 2 black coaches. And I wanted to shed light on the black coaches that's doing an awesome job. But I'm going to go Warriors Heat, and I think I'm going to go with Heat in 7. How many games you got, Horace?
None. I don't want the Heat there. I don't want to see D Wade anywhere near
in what game?
I'm going to go with Golden State in 5.
Zay.
I'm a Heat lifer in 7. We're gonna pull it out.
Oh, what you got?
I got the Warriors. I say this not to beat a dead horse. I think Boston and Miami gonna be the series because them 2 teams that are kind of like they're actual teams. Like Tatum a superstar, but really that's a team that what I'm saying that beat Milwaukee. Because if Chris Middleton was there, we not talking about Boston right now. Mm-hmm. So I like that matchup right there. But I think that the Heat play hard, but Boston got too many good role players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the Warriors, I just want them to win again because I like to see dynasty. I like to see when people count people out and start talking trash. and acting like they not who they is. And then plus, I don't like the way Luka was talking shit when he beat Chris Paul.
Yeah, he was talking that cash, boy.
Yeah, one good game.
Yeah, and then I feel like, we'll bring Chris Paul and Devin Booker, especially up on charges at another time.
Gotta be. Take the superstar status, they gotta get taken away.
Yes.
Superstar status is gone. You don't get beat by that much on a game 7 at home and call yourself a superstar. You're not.
Listen, a lot of people lost their superstar status this season, right? So I will say that I want Golden State to win another one because I like Clay's comeback story. And then again, I wouldn't mind Luka winning one. You know what I mean? I think he a solid person. I don't think he really got. I don't see the team that everybody else see there. So I wouldn't mind him getting one. I don't know why I'm not with the Heat this year. I don't know, and I never really liked Boston at all. But Tatum is doing the work. You know what I mean, to be a champion, bro. So
watch out for that kid Brunson. Oh, the Mavs, that point guard, that lefty, he's strong.
That's gonna be a matchup for Steph. That's gonna be a problem.
But see, I feel like Steph had their biggest matchup. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that Memphis team was, my God, that was a strong young Thundercat team. For them to overcome them, I was worried. I ain't gonna lie. With Luka, it's Luka and Bronson. Everybody else I don't see on fucking with Memphis. It's like everybody was doing it. Jaren Jack. It's just like they never stopped. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like.
The kid can coach though. The kid is a good coach.
He's been robbed a few times. You know what I mean? He's a good coach. I'll agree, Chris. Chris, you got to fill us in tonight because we've been on the go. Who's Adrian Payne?
Oh man, since we in basketball news, man, this is a tragic story. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but a guy named Adrian Payne, he played for Michigan State in 2004. He got drafted 2017. I think 2014 he got drafted. He played to 2017. Well, I think he finished his career as an Orlando Magic player. I don't know if you've seen Draymond interview on him. They was good friends. They was roommates in college. I don't know the particulars of the stories, and I don't want to speculate. But from what Draymond said, who's close to the teams, is that he was going to protect someone in a domestic violence situation, and he was killed. And the thing is so troubling to me because the narrative of black men not protecting, I just think is BS, man. We see so many examples of us protecting. In this case, unfortunately, one of us lost our lives, man. But I just don't see the same, I don't see a lot of fanfare about this. This man put his life on the line to protect someone. And I just don't see it. We can always get highlighted when we do something wrong. The worst of us get highlighted. But when we do good, I think some more attention should be put on this, man. This young man lost his life. He had 2 kids. This was a good dude. At Michigan State, he befriended a 7-year-old little girl named Lacey suffering from cancer. And it wasn't no fake friendship. It was a real friendship that made national news. This was a good dude, man. And not only that, not just it's so tragic about him losing his life, but from what I hear, the defense of the guy who shot him is basically saying he was basically intimidated by the man's size, which sets a pretty bad precedent where you can be intimidated by the look of people. And I think that us as black men, we deal with that all the time. People are intimidated just by us, the way we look. I think this is a story that we really need to pay attention to. And oh man, me and Hardy was talking about this over the weekend, man. This is a story that we really need to highlight. What you think, Hardy?
I think it's real sad. I think like the character of him. Me and Chris were talking about it, and I seen I watched Draymond Green a lot because I see that he's gonna be the next like Charles Barkley and Shaq on the news. You know what I'm saying? He got his own podcast. He kind of hold it down by himself, and he was talking, calling on Magic Johnson, the rest of the people from Michigan State. And then it just him talking about him, like, man, it's like I got homeboys like that. Like ones that you just like, just like got a real good heart and just always trying to help somebody or trying to do good for somebody. You know what I'm saying? At all costs to his own demise. Like, and when Draymond said, I wish he had called me, because I would have said, I know you want to help Adrian, but call the police because that's their job. And it's like, so much stuff went through my head. Like, man, we don't use the police as black men, but we got the biggest target on our back. Then was he scared to call the police? You know what I'm saying? Then everybody said he was such a peaceful person. And when Chris brought up the point, well, yeah, but he was tall, big. I'm like, damn, you're right. So nobody fights anymore. It's just so sad. Then the saddest thing about this else is I've seen nobody post about it. Except for basketball players. Like nobody cares.
Stores
That
out.
was doing exactly what everybody say black men don't do. Protecting a woman that he was not sleeping with, he had no connection with, just being a good Samaritan to a woman who was in a domestic violence situation. But yet and still, that's why I get so hot when I hear the rhetoric that black men are some kind of way not protectors. And it really boils me over. But I'm gonna let y'all talk about it, Zay and Horace. Tell me what y'all got.
Come on, ladies, man.
Shit. Hey, listen, I'm right along with everyone else. Until Chris brought this to my attention, I had no knowledge of who Adrian was at all. I looked at the story. I even heard the defense that they tried to present, or the defendant was trying to present. And if you're from Florida, you know that that's the same thing that got Trayvon Martin killers off, was intimidation. Not the fact that he actually had a gun, but that you were in fear for your life. So if he has a good defensive team and he comes with that strategy, he may potentially walk away scot-free. Now, you couple that with the fact that no one has brought any attention to this story, and it's black on black, they will definitely sweep that under the rug, and you will hear no more about that guy and his legacy and all the good things that he did. But it definitely is a shame that he was coming to the aid of black women, that so many black women do come to the table and stand on their soapbox and say that men don't protect them. And this man actually lost his life doing the same thing that so many women just will not give black guys any credit on actually doing. Sad story.
All right, listen, I will say this, and it's a redundant thing. I know I said this to you guys last week, especially after the Kevin Samuels news, right? I respect y'all for being able to stay strong and say what y'all want to say. You know, we share our thoughts, which is our God given thoughts on this show, on different podcasts. And the people that come to argue with us about our thoughts, or try to minimize what we think or what we feel, are usually the black women that come in these comments. I just see that it's already, white supremacy plays a big role in trying to eliminate black men in any facet of family life, everything, right? And I keep trying to show black women that y'all are one of the biggest agents at times when it comes to, the disrespect. Like, stand up for us. Nobody else has this problem in their
Community.
community. Yeah. So when you look at the media, man, I looked at every news story this week where the black man was either disrespected, wasn't recognized, stereotyped, or alienated, right? And so with that story, man, it's sad, but it's so redundant that if he had went in there and shot this lady, did something horrific, it would be all over the news. But the loss of a life of a black man just seems to be, not worth merit, man. It just, and we don't see it. That's the point, man. It's I don't know if we've been desensitized or what, but black men, we recognize and we're like, listen, man, a black man died. Last week Kevin Samuels died. Whether you like him or not, a black man died. And motherfuckers didn't see that, man. Like, so I think we do have a responsibility, just like Chris brought this to our attention, to bring those things to the forefront. Like, no, we're not gonna skip over this. A brother passed away. This is not just some stereotypical everyday story. Nah, we need to start highlighting that stuff, even if it's just for our own benefit.
Absolutely. Shout out to the man family. Shout out to your kids, man. It's just tragic. Really tragic.
All right, I'm calling the ATL, man. Listen. This story keeps rap. Chris, I'm gonna go to you and Mark. Listen, the rap industry is soon to be $1 trillion industry, right? no matter what we're in, we get the short end of the stick. And we always tell people on this, as a music artist, the rapper gets paid last. And even though you see the dude with these chains on and looking like they had this glamorous life, the money they have is only a fraction of what was made, right? So when you look at the situation last week when you had a RICO Act where YSL was, or 56 people were arrested in Atlanta, and I always talk about how we keep asking the government to change our day to day, but there's enough black wealth in our communities to make an impact ourselves instead of partying and doing all that other stuff. But that's not the point. The point is these young brothers out of Atlanta, Georgia, were arrested last week on RICO. RICO is a ugly word. I can't off the top of my head remember the definition, but it is a charge that is almost impossible to defeat. And the thing about it, it is used from my standpoint. I'll get into it later, but a RICO charge is used to pretty much. I don't even know how to explain it. It's hard. It's so broad that it's hard to defeat. And once they come with a RICO, it's pretty much anytime they've already had enough of what they have, what they need to portray. Yes, Chris.
Racketeering, influenced, and corrupt organizations. That's what the acronym for RICO stands for.
Okay, so before we go to the story, I want to say this. Me and Mario had I don't even know what year it was. Young Thug and Gunna, they went outside one day and they posted bond for all these people to be able to get out of Atlanta jail, right? You see that same brother Gunna go back to his old high school and to battle poverty and whatnot, open up a grocery store with clothes, shoes, toilet paper, everything these everyday kids from that zone will be able to need to utilize free, right? So, despite any of the stuff that they did or may have impacted their community with, they have been arrested with the most treasonous charges from racketeering. It's related to murder. It's going to be related to wiretaps, gun charges. So, not to beat the horse, too much, but yeah, those two brothers who had a chance. And I can't say they didn't do a lot because first thing they said, they employ a lot of people in that community. A lot of revenue was made, but they will be facing a RICO charge. And at minimum, you're looking at 20 years. And these brothers, I don't even know if they're 30. That's something to think about. Harder. Chris, what y'all got?
I'm gonna let Hardy go first. He's in Atlanta, so he's a little more connected with the story.
Yeah, I was a little perplexed, being a guy right now who the older I get, I understand the fight against crime. So I'm not gonna negate that people who doing thuggish killings and breaking in and shootings in random places and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you should not be on the streets or be dealt with. You should have still punishment because you got people who trying to go to work and stay in their house and who don't want to be shot at or have broken all that kind of stuff. I understand that. But then when you think about the deeper political side of this, is this. This lady just became the DA. She became the DA, and I stay in Georgia. Right now, we still have racist stores in Kennesaw and in Cobb County that say words like whites only, water fountains, nigger park here, and all that kind of stuff. It's a known thing that Marietta and Kennesaw is one of the most biggest assets to the Ku Klux Klan and one of the headquarters in the South. They have bike clubs and everything. Was known Ku Klux Klan hangout spots in Georgia. Like if you stay here, don't go there, don't go around there, get the hell from out of Cobb County at night. This is a fact. They're not hiding it. And it's crazy to see that we as a people, the minute we get some power, the first thing we do is take care of it, take out all our own. See, arresting Young Thug, Gunna, YSL, Lucci, and all the other rappers, that wasn't about Bankhead. That wasn't about Simpson Road. That wasn't about Boulder Crest. That was about Buckhead. That was about the Lenox Mall. That was about where all the wealthy and the rich people stay at, and niggas coming down there showing their butt. That's what it's about. You're trying to clean up one of the richest places in Georgia, not Atlanta, in Georgia. And the way you do that is it's a part of the city of Atlanta. So you bring somebody in of the same color, which I spoke about. And then, so now you can't play the race card. Then you bring a woman in. So now black people and women can't say nothing because this is a black woman doing it to black people. So now we let her push our agenda and erase all the young men in some sort who are tied to any kind of crime. And then you have to sit back and say, "Yeah, that's fucked up." But there's nothing you can do because you can't march on her because you had no right to march. You can't tear the city up on her, but then she be the force in the face of this injustice. Now I'm not saying they didn't do what they did. They might have, but that come with a RICO on the state level, this will, you can tell it's an agenda. And it's sad because who would we be if we sit back and say, this black lady did this? Because you know it's one person in the world right now you cannot talk about. And that's a black woman in America right now. The minute you do that, all hell breaks loose. You get fired, and fire and brimstone come out, and your will get revoked, and you die an unhealthy man. That's the rhetoric right now. If you say anything, that's why I've been preaching. Listen. I have a black wife, a black mama, a black daughter, black sisters, black. I love black women. I'm married to a black woman. I pledge to be with her for the rest of my life. So somebody can sit on that thing and tell me what I don't feel about black women. All my life is dedicated to black women. But you're not going to tell me that just because you're a black woman that you're right. And I'm never going to stand for that. And that's why I'm going to keep saying that's a dangerous rhetoric to say, just because you're black, I'm okay with you having this seat, this office, or this position. Because I don't know who you stand for. And if you don't stand for me, you even worse than Willie White Man. Go ahead.
Well, before I go to the next panel, I wanted to say when she got elected on this show, we said what? Me and Mari, I said, Mari, they don't know who they just elected. All right? Mm-hmm. One, Black Super Friends did that. Two, gentrification. RICOs are usually related to gentrification. We just had that same thing happen in the West Palm Beach area. So you get a developer come and see an area, and it sounds crazy, but listen to me. So don't know that area what they in, but if you impacting the economics in that area, or it's a good area that need to be, usually you will see them come through. Okay, blah blah blah, and they down here we had those spider webs or whatever cases how they present it, right? And you see a whole so 4th Street was here. Oh man, them jokers slinging drugs, but it's a nice community, except for this behavior here. They'll come through the RICO, and you only see them dudes. And then now that community has just been changed, and then not too far after that, you see the real estate change again. So don't act like RICOs are not used as a tool against us. And again, I'm not saying they didn't do what they did because Thug, you in a bad situation.
Right.
But 58 people is RICOs. RICOs should be used for people like the KKK. Use it for some of these supremacy groups. But a RICO on some urban youth, man, my prayer for Thug is that he learned a hard lesson. They probably gonna take all his money with him fighting this case, and he do avoid jail and learn from this. That's my best for.
Hey, I'm gonna say this right here before this, just to bring context to what you said, because I was not gonna say nothing, but it's so influential what you said. Thug stayed in Cleveland Avenue area. Right, that's like on the other side of the SWATs. In that area right now, right where the Cleveland Avenue projects where Thug kind of ran, they're having $406,000 to $600,000 condos being built right there. They're trying to gentrify that area. I'm talking about you see, like poverty, broke down houses. I'm a home inspector. The next thing you know, you see $500,000 houses over there. White people walking Huskies. The same place where gun like on the east side where Lucci and all them from. It's like that Boulder Crest. It's that east side of Atlanta, where I just was stayed at. And many people here been to my house on that side and knew that before I moved from over there, I had a lot of people that was not black in that neighborhood moving in, walking their dogs. So my point is, when you take away people who getting fed, who feeding them communities, then all the other thugs and stuff, they're gonna go back to what? Robbing. It's just all loose again, and it's easy just to catch them and rope them off, raise up the rent, and then run out that area. You're right, Tootie.
That's what's happening in Atlanta, Miss Bill. That's what we're speaking on now. Chris,
Let me with Zay Zay, because I'm not. Let me with Zay Zay.
Gonzo.
Brother. Well, y'all did speak on the all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and she's showing that. I've been to Atlanta, and we've gone north side. I think hardest dad live in Kennesaw, if I'm not mistaken. And he's showing me some of those stores or areas that you just don't want to be in. And it's just amazing to me that as soon as we get power or some type of leadership or authority, we don't knock down some of the same injustices that we get on TV and say that, you know what I'm saying, we are sick and tired of. We come after the low-lying fruit or the easy pickings, which is ourselves, to show ourselves approve. It's almost like we're trying to get a place at the table with people that don't even want us there. And that's beyond me, and I hate it. But it always goes that way. And you're right, Hardy. I had a conversation with a young lady where I spoke about some of those same things y'all talking about. Right now, we've said this numerous of times on this show where Black women are getting the most business. They're the most successful side to Black people right now. Like they're getting loans, they're getting education opportunities or even job opportunities to be in places of leadership where normally men usually hold those positions. And there's nothing wrong with that. We applaud you guys. But it's almost like that old saying, acting like a nigga that ain't never had shit. As soon as you get something, you act an ass on your own people. And that's crazy. And again, I'm not saying that whatever thug or gunner or whatever the guys that they wrapped up in this RICO case that they have, that they didn't or aren't guilty of anything. I'm just simply saying, why us first? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's constantly like a revolving message. You constantly keep seeing this divide that Horace speaks about, where women or men or who, vice versa, however it's going, but it's attacking each other, and we're attacking each other. We're attacking Black people. We don't even go after them. So that's just disheartening to see. But again, I guess when you're wrong, and that's what people are going to say. If you commit acts, then you should go to jail, which I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just simply saying, why must we always attack each other? But that's my sentiment on the whole thing. What you got, Chris?
You know what? I really didn't have an angle on this one. That's why I really wanted to hear what y'all saying, because I don't know what to think. I mean, I really don't know what to think. I think if the RICO is for criminal organizations. I think that's. I don't know if they was running a criminal organization. And in my 40s, and in my 40s, I don't want that message sending out to young men to be running criminal organizations. I think I hear what we say about the Ku Klux Klan, and yeah, they're a bad group, but are they committing a criminal organization, or are they a corporated business? Which I think that what we need to learn from them is incorporate everything and be a business, be a whole. If you're going to be YSL, try to make it as legit as possible, so you can do those same things in the hood.
But it is.
I gotta give it to them.
And they employ people and everything else. But that's what we telling you.
I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know. I don't know for sure. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to listen to y'all. And yeah, I don't know. I think that I hope that she got a plan. I hope that if that's what you want to do, get rid of all these guys, you want to clean up or whatever, just understand that you're going to take a lot of male influence and a lot of economics out of that area. Do you have a plan on back in and doing something? Because that's what happened with the crack era. We asked the Democrats for help. We asked them for help. They came in and arrested everybody, but they didn't have anything to put in place. So when they take that male element out of the hood, you can do nothing. So I hope this ain't just. I hope this ain't just a witch hunt.
No, Chris. I want to say this.
Chris.
Yeah. Well, I want to say this quick. Because Ku Klux Klan was criminal because they committed crimes, murder and arson. That's just the name too. The situation I have a problem with when we had this election. Remember, you had us on the Kamala Harris train in Atlanta. They were doing the same thing. We about to elect our first Black, blah blah blah, right? That's how they got in. There was a campaign. Oh, we about to get the sister in. We're gonna get the sister in. Me and Mario on the show said, "Have y'all looked at her track record? Have y'all looked at her approach? Because a lot of us, they, it's like again, even from top to bottom, we think we getting a win, and it's a win they're allowing us to have because the person that they getting in is going to do their agenda. So whether you think they're criminal or not, first thing she went in is went after and start carrying that agenda out. Real estate in the South, from Florida to Georgia, is big right now. So, like Mario said, I remember when that same community was full of some of the worst. I know a couple communities which was horrible, right? Even there, during MLK area, and you see right now they just knocking the Negroes up, taking them same crack houses that was worth 30, 40,000, and building these 50, I mean $500,000 homes in the community, which was primarily black for so long. So that is my problem is the RICO situation. So you ain't arresting this dude on a crack charge. They giving out RICO is a way for them to give out some crazy charges too. So you just not relocate.
Not to get away.
You about to get 20 years. So for right now, 20 years, I know I got this issue taken care of, and I'm gonna get some free labor because the state case is what bothers me. It ain't a federal case, it's a state case, and that's what we need to learn.
That's the rope-a-dope. But you know that's the rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
Yes, but again, look, the only way to beat a RICO case is that everybody shut up. Everybody got to shut up.
56 people, Chris? You think 56 people can? You think out of 56 people, everybody gonna shut up?
The RICO is for the weaker of the group. They're gonna prey on the weak. That's why the RICO is so vague that they can prey on the weaker of the group, the one that ain't done as much, the one that's just tied up into it. Get them to talk, and then the railroad the rest of them.
You're proving our point. That's why the RICO is such bullshit. Out of 56 people, you think one person can shut up?
Well, let me tell you some facts. It don't matter who shut up right now. It don't matter. It don't matter who. It don't matter who shut up right now because they got tapes from Thug from 2013. So ask yourself this: from 2013, you've been watching him, Lucci, because this all started with Lucci manager getting shot. So you've been from 2013 now. You had a glimpse of all these thugs and this criminal activity been going on. But you wait until you get the perfect candidate in to roll it out. That's amazing. That's amazing. Huh? See, that's what I'm saying. Like one thing for sure people never do to me is I have a critical is tell me that I don't see what I see. So you telling me most of their evidence don't come from the last 2 years. It come from years when we had a white DA. But all of a sudden, we get a black lady in there, and you know what you're gonna do when you get in here. Got it? Yeah. If you want to go to Congress and you want to see Kamala did the same thing you did. She started off right where you did. She was the DA in California. See what she did? She locked up a whole bunch of thugs and bad guys. And see what that got her? Right to the vice presidency. Now listen here, sister. What you gonna do is start off in Atlanta, and you gonna clean it up, and there you go. And then guess what everybody gonna do? Say they can't be mad at you for what? Getting crime off the street because of what Chris said. We all 40. Nobody wants to see crime. So then it's like, here we go. Send it out. But then at some point you got to say, we've seen this. That's why I can't be fooled. That's why my care level is going because you can tell people that and they'll be like, it don't matter. It don't matter. She's back. Shut up. All right, cool. Hey, it's okay. Them same houses that Tootie come back, I'm buying.
Bro, you know what hurt me though? One thing. Two things. Chris, we know the rap. All of us on this screen know the rap police is real. That's what I do get mad with artists about. Like, yes, it's a real thing, bro. You will get somebody that's assigned to you, watching how you act, and y'all take that for granted, right? So we all seen First 48, like Don Wynn said. You know somebody is in that thing writing the lyrics to his confession. But again, when you look at our situations like what Thug, yeah, bro, he been out. Listen, now they're going after Thug. Then they talking about Lil Baby. That's what should open people's eyes up. Then I'm gonna say $10. Listen, $10, love you, bro. Tim, like all those people connect and they got money. Oh, they got real money, Chris. Them boys making money, and they got legit stuff. But at the same time, when them folks come for you and they want you, they'll paint a picture. Because I've heard people that read the stories like, oh, blah blah blah. This is what they saying about them. that media does have a power of portraying something that's horrible, and we read it up because right now I've heard people say, "Oh man, Thug, I heard about what he's doing." We don't know what's true and false because the media gonna write it up. I know he's in a bad situation, but that media, bro, we got to start kicking back too. Bernice said, "Do y'all think he's being railroaded?" I think Thug slipped and they caught his ass with his hands. Well, they caught him at the right time. Like they've been following him for so long, bro. And he probably got cocky and really thought they weren't on him, man.
I don't think I think that's the thing. I don't want people to think that I don't think that Thug did it.
Right.
that's not my point. My point is they did the same thing trying to clean up Houston to Jay Prince. This is listen, this ain't new. That's what I'm saying. But that's why it's so dangerous, because that's why the issue in anything is through our own people. Like let's say this, and I'm gonna let this go. When they went to Africa, for you to go to get slaves out the jungles of Africa, you had to be led by other people. It's the same thing, but we act like we don't know that now. So then, as soon as they pop a black face up, I'm standing with you. You don't know shit about them people.
At all.
He should just at me,
Mario. You know what's dangerous too?
No, but Chris, you just a representative of that on the show. 95% of African American people see an African American face and they vote for them.
Yep.
That's what it is. They go to the thing. They could be Republican or Democrat. They see black, and long as they don't hear bad stuff about them, they vote for them. They vote for them. And then white people know that. So know what they do? Hey, we can't get Susie in, so we're going to make Susie the vice to this person. And you're going to push all your agendas behind Horace. So put Horace up there, bring her is the liaison to Horace, and it's really going to be her running the show. And we follow that up the puppet hand every time. Every time.
Yep.
You know what's dangerous though? Before we close out, this how powerful the media is. We don't even believe black people can get money without doing something legal. When a joker gets some money, the first thing somebody say, "Oh, is he selling drugs?" Especially fan, "Oh boy, you out there? What you out there doing in the street? You selling them drugs?" Like right now, listen, I got my own family. When I went and bought the house, like he must got a PPP loan. I was like, "Well, goddamn." So yeah, we are on. We bad.
Yeah, he got a PPP loan.
Yeah, bro. I wish I might have. In retrospect, I did. I wish I did. But the point is, when jokers start getting money, we look suspect at our own people. And I think that is something we got to check inside ourselves, because the honest thing, we don't say nothing when the other side be making money. And oftentimes, they do be dirty. But, it's, it's so successful. But then we don't do a backtrack on how they got successful, because a lot of times it's blood.
Trying to be included. That's
the person
losing of inclusion.
If you look at this, it's Gunna only charges racketeering. That means he's just a part of an organized crime. He has no crime. He has no gun charges, no killings, no robbings, no attempted murders. He has no charges except for I'm a part of YSL. Gunna was the one. Then listen, and I'm gonna say this go. The lady say, "I'm not gonna reach." They say, "What happened to Jack Harlow?" He was saying he was a part of YSL, right? She said, "I'm not gonna reach." The only charge you gave Gunna is a reach, because Gunna can be here. And this, Gunna has opened up a fucking grocery store and clothing store in Cleveland Avenue. Like, it really does. I'm saying this is not, I stay here. This is not this is a Goodwill for kids in school in a poverty neighborhood.
Free.
No, they come there, eat 3 meals a day, and get clothes. Dog, you telling me this man has no charges? His only charge is I hang with Thug enough. Bro, that's reach. But then you tell me you could have locked Jack Harlow up too. But you tell me I don't want to reach. Come on, man.
And the dangerous part about Rico is that's all just the Rico alone, this man can go to jail for just being associated. Right. That's what I have a problem with.
He can do 5 years mandatory associated. You could have, but that same charge you gave Gunna, you could have gave Jack Harlow. That's a fact. The same charge. He did the same thing. He claimed YSL. Same thing what Gunna did. Gunna on no wiretap. Gunna has no charges except for racketeering. That's the same charge you could have gave Jack Harlow, but you said I don't want to reach. I want to stay conservative. What?
That is bullshit.
Well, let me take it up a notch and make you Negroes a little more angry tonight. Last week, last week. I mean, just after we lost our brother Saint Samuel's, Kevin Samuel's passing, and this is what bothers me. And I really got to work on my temper because it ain't a lot to get me hot, but I hate simps. So when I see a black man talk about another black man, oh, it bothers me. And especially when it's somebody who is in the realm of hypocrisy. Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth, he's a pastor that took over for the church where Eddie Long was a pastor at. Big mega church, right? Pastors tend to do this one thing because they like attention, and a lot of them battle fame, and they do stuff that's trendy. Back in the day when Tootsie Rolls out, Reverend Master did the whole sermon talking about Tootsie Roll or Gangsta Lean, you get out the casket. Well, this week, my brother, this brother, and I wish Dr. Umar spoke on it, Pastor Jamal Bryant took time at a funeral to speak against the dead. The dead I speak of is Kevin Samuels. In most black churches, these churches are full of single women, habitually single women who make up most of their congregation, who serve those churches faithfully in many roles, and they give up a lot of money. They are a big part of the budget. So I'm guessing to appease these women, this man took time at a funeral service while he was in the spirit preaching to talk about Kevin Samuels and recited horrible misinformation about this man having a GoFundMe. He was broke and how he talked about sisters. And that really upset me, bro, because I seen like the misinformation that's out there. As much as we get attacked with bad information, we have a responsibility not to repeat it and share it. And that brother put that stuff out and it went viral. And you know who was in the comments sharing and making the most comments? Guess who was in the comments? Black women. So that bothered me this week, man. So, Chris, between him and Vivica Fox, you said these people were evil. And I gotta agree with you.
That's evil, man. That's pure evil. That man ain't said nothing about neither one of those people. Yet you want to curse the man in his death. Like this is crazy talk. Like we don't do this to Dylan Roof, who went in there and shot 9 people in a church. Like we don't do this to other people that's done way worse to us, but we do this to people that we do this to a man that ain't saying nothing to us. Now this is fucking crazy. This is the most evil thing I was for real. Boy.
Chris, correction though. Vivica Fox spoke about Kevin Samuels like she didn't know who he was and she didn't have a relationship with him. However, old clips came up where Kevin gave her the business because of her comments, right? So I must say that she was not even transparent to say she might have some bias in her comments. God damn it. I'm going to address some comments in a minute from another bit of baddie. Zay, latest man.
My brother, I don't think that it's player for no black man to be speaking down on any black man, especially when he's dead, and especially when you are a man that's in a position of power. Let the dead rest in peace at that. And Vivica track record is terrible. She's trash. In the words of my name, Bubba Dub, trash. She eat groceries and all. Well documented. Can't trust nothing coming out of her mouth. That's all the latest man got to say about that.
Well, let me go back to a comment before I go to Mario. My God, Horace, we get you hurt, but then you're going to drag the shit out. Listen, you don't have to tune into this motherfucker, for one. Two, this is our show. So if that's what you get from that, hey, that is good. I'm hurt. I'm not hurt at all. But if that's what you take from a black man talking highly about black men or talking about some issues in our community or in relationships, well, I be goddamn. This black man I don't have to get up in the morning. I do what the hell I want to do. So sorry for not being the stereotypical Negro that's gonna tell y'all what y'all want to hear. That's the best thing about America. I say what I want to say on this show. You don't have to tune into this motherfucker no more. Harder.
Where you get the accent from?
He channeled his inner Bernie.
Hey. Hey, okay. I just say anything about a black woman. I know that's a slippery slope. So I'm gonna go right to Jamal. See, the most dangerous thing I heard a preacher tell me is when you stand up amongst God, you start talking from you instead of letting the God use you, you're always gonna mess up. You're always gonna mess up. See, anytime you put yourself, because pride come before the fall. Anytime you think that you so high and you know the word so much and you so great at preaching that you start talking from you instead of being a vessel and letting God deliver His word through you, then this kind of these kind of actions always happen. They always happen because God got to show you that, bro. I don't have you up here to tell me to tell my people what Jamal want to hear. I have you up here so you be a vessel for me to speak through you. The only thing I can say about that is I'm happy that he had good counsel. And that's another thing because in his apology, he said, I had men sharpening men, holding him accountable, saying, hey, bro, Pastor, no, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You should have said that. That was not God.
That's real.
It had nothing to do with
got a daughter.
And that was wrong. That was wrong. And that man had people and everything. But then, like a man, he got up in front of the people and apologize. I had a lot to say about Jamal, but once a man, who am I? Once a man apologize for me not to take it, because I can't cast no stone in the house myself. But I will say this, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. He apologized, but on the docket today it was 2 people.
But the other one did not apologize at all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my brother.
Trash.
Didn't care. And mean it 100%.
And
She felt
nobody held them. I was ready to drag.
Jesus, come on, Sean. Cut it out.
I was ready to drag Jamal. I was never gonna speak of him. I was ready to give it to him. But God himself must have came down and said, Mario is finna, he had a word. I had the first time in my life I had wrote down the whole lengthy stuff, Bible verses and all, about blasphemy that he did. But then he apologized, and I had to let it go. But it don't matter. I see that's the thing. People say he messed up her apology. She never apologized. Nobody, you're critiquing, but you're not saying nothing about her. And that's what it always, that's why I refuse to say anything about a black woman, but I know it's never end right. Right or wrong, it's no accountability. It's never gonna be nothing. That's all I gotta say.
Let me ask you something, guys, because I've met Jamal Bryan. I don't know what his affiliation with locally, and both. I know some mutual friends that love him, right? And they, something about black churches and people, right? Yeah, even my ex, I was like, I had to keep that Negro away from her. It is I want to ask women, especially church people that's in these comments, and it works. What it is, because police and pastors get the most hoes. What is it about a man when he says, I'm a pastor, or I'm in the church, or, I'm related? So it's like the women just automatically say he's a good man, boom, and just open fully up to him. Like this, I want him. And they will compete for this one pastor that's usually the wolf of the church. Jamal, listen, I'm going to be honest. Jamal Bryant has a hell of a past. Hell, he got a reality show out now. No, I'm sorry.
Can we not slander him, though?
No, we're not slandering him. This is going to be on the show this week. Like, he has quite the bachelor past to be a pastor. So that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people was like, bro, the hypocrisy. Like,
yeah.
Bro, like,
that guy.
Like you. So some of the members went to the, and then we love confusion, right? But a lot of people took to the air like, Jamal, like
bro, you need to be quiet in the back.
Bruh.
And I ain't gonna put you out there. Anybody can go do their research, but dog, you should have kept your mouth closed, bro.
Bruh, you've been married, divorced, remarried, all of that. But what got me was the people didn't say this until this man passed. Vivica didn't say nothing because we can only imagine what a segment with Kevin Samuels would have been like. Corey Holcomb, I appreciate you because Corey might be the new Kevin Samuels. Or he's JT Money's new son, because his podcast, he does not have any censorship. Like he goes.
And Don comment. That was what I was going to say right there.
Who? Oh.
It's like people act like
That's
pastors.
it. I just was gonna say that.
Pastors is not the leader of. And then I always tell people, one of the strongest ties to anything is faith. So whatever you believe in, because people willing to die, trade in their family by faith, abandon their kids, their loved ones, and everything about faith. Because if you believe something in your heart and feel like it's intended from whatever being you believe in, then that's the strongest hold you're gonna have on anything. So when a person is supposed to be a representative of that, all seeing all, oh man, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, because that's a real thing though, man. If right now the Chris say he was a pastor and they just see him at a church, bro, it's like they receive this man differently. And I've learned this. A lot of times people that's in the church for a reason. I'm not talking about church people, but they don't mean they not through battling or dealing with what they need to be dealing with. So that whole get a church girl, boy, it didn't work for me. It did not work for me. So you trying to in the church, still trying to get through it.
That's the reason why I think a lot of us decide not to go, dog, because you're not telling everybody the truth. You're telling some of us the truth. It is, dog, what he said is almost like, okay, you saying that it's bad to tell women that they're gonna die alone or they can't have this type of man. Bro, you're telling people on a daily basis they're going to hell. Which one is worse, dog? You're actually literally telling somebody you're gonna die in hell. That is way worse telling a person that they're gonna die alone or they're not gonna be able to get a high value man, dog. So I just think that at the end of the day, bro, come on, bro. Like, just come on, dog. This man got family, this man got a daughter, dog. Let's chill out between us, bro. We can't control what the women do. They let them do what they do. It is what it is. But I'm talking about men, dog. God damn.
Once a man apologizes, that's all I do is hold him to his apology until he does it again. Like, I have to believe you, like as a brother, because that's all I could do. Like, all I can say, I ask for you to do is man up, admit you're wrong, and then show me that you change by correcting your actions. Another thing is too, I'm a man, but one thing I never let a man do who walk, pee, and crap like me is dictate who God is to me. And I don't preach on this show a lot, but I want people to understand the church is a building, but the church started in your heart. So your relationship with God should never be dictated by a man and his shortcomings. Because if you go to any establishment for a man, you already setting yourself up for failure. Because it's written. It's not a man walk this earth who's not gonna sin or fail. So if you waiting for a man that's gonna come and deliver the word who's not gonna fail or not gonna fall short, then you might as well just never go to nothing or believe in nothing. Because everybody once you get to know somebody close enough, it's not a person who's a man of any religion that they're not gonna have some flaws. It's just how close to you are that you know them.
Yeah, I don't mind the flaws. I understand that part. But when the truth is not being spoken, there's accountability. I've been to church. There's accountability on the men. 100%. There's accountability on the men. Right. I don't think the absolute truth are being told to women inside the church, and I think that's what aggravates men. That what when you're teaching something, and then you're excusing a lot of other stuff that's going on.
And I think that goes with the world. Like, as the world, I'm trying to be funny. You're right, Chris, and it's sad. It should be a different kind of hold on your life to make you be like held to another level of accountability. But I'm saying the world panders ads, stores, laws, everything panders to women because women are the biggest consumers in any market. So, and I hate to say it, but most churches, not all, but a lot of churches do the same thing because it's more women paying tithes, it's more women showing up for service, it's more women volunteering their time, just like anything else. So they're gonna pander to women. And you could tell a church that's men driven and men want it because most of the time you're gonna see visions of strong men and producing strong men from it. So what I do is if I go to a church and I see it's being led and there's no strong men there, I never seen an army without men. So I can't believe we're in the army of God and God didn't pick no men. So I'm out. And that's just, but people don't do that because you go for the choir, the hoopla, to say I go to this person church, to put on the shirt to say I'm a member here, but that's not what you're supposed to be going for. But that's another story. We go on and on about that. But I just want to say, I applaud him for at least coming up, having the ear to hear he was wrong, and admitting it on a public stage, because he didn't have to do that.
Black Twitter powerful though, man.
Leadership.
So I would
That's
say
a leadership thing.
Listen, I would tell you how
That's a
strong
leadership thing.
leadership is. I went to when I was in Atlanta, I was not good. I went to church for the women because Atlanta's full of women. But I went to New Birth at one Sunday with Eddie Long. Eddie Long was in there preaching. He was preaching, sweating,
in the back,
and he talked about nothing but homosexuality. And if you go to that church, you look around and you realize everybody in there is the most flamboyant homosexual. And I'm in this thing so confused. Like, are y'all not hearing this message? Because he's talking to y'all. But listen, that's the power of Alicia. Like, everybody just skips over all of that. This man talked about homosexuality to the sin. I'm looking around like, this is crazy. Yes, Chris.
Okay, I understand I get what you're saying, but why shouldn't I go to a church that TD Jakes is presiding over? Why shouldn't I feel confident in the man that's doing the sermon? Like, it's a good thing to have high expectations for this man. It's a good thing to feel like I want to be able to speak like this man.
Yeah.
It's good to have role models and mentors as men. Like, yes, I want to go to the church. This is the conduit of God, isn't it? Should we have something? Yeah. Shouldn't we have some more?
Don't confuse it too, though, Chris.
Yeah.
No,
I want to
confuse it too. It's not why he goes.
I love TD Jakes. TD Jakes has a lot of his during the year. You go out there, what is it, Manosphere? Like, he does stuff out the year where he cultivates and talks to men. Then you have his daughter and his wife that deal with the women. There are a lot of churches, like I'm gonna say Jamal's church, where around the country I don't feel like you have proper order, where you have a church full of single women, right? You don't see a lot of men, and everything is cultivated to keeping these women in the church. You don't see men in roles. You don't even see stuff to build up the men. But I will preach to the women, telling them what they want to hear, and making it seem like almost sound like men are wrong. Like, oh, he did you wrong. Oh, this season. Oh, you're gonna be back this year. When you go to another church that's gonna give it to you raw on both ends, like you're gonna talk to the man and gonna talk to the woman about, hey, this is what you need to be accountable for.
But what I'm speaking on is, okay, I think Hardy challenged the fact that I said this is why men are going away from the church. I think what he meant was to say we shouldn't put our faith in a man anyway. But I think that I don't know if that's a bad thing. Like, you want to be proud of your pastor. If you get the word everywhere, isn't the pastor the common denominator the one that you want to? That's the reason why you're there.
No, I'm saying pastor and God is two different. Like, right, and this, you saying you should be proud of TD Jakes. Be proud of
my pastor, whatever the I choose to go to.
Else, you cannot throw him to the ground. That's what I mean as a daddy right now. The minute you don't do what you're expected to be as a daddy, you just no longer a good daddy, and you should know better. And nobody should look up to you no more, because that's what happened. Jamal Bryan, let's just say he did 20 good things. He did one bad. Remember, he did that. But he shouldn't do that because he's a man of God and I should be able to trust him. Okay. Fuck the 40 other good things he did. He did another bad thing. He does 60 good things. Well, he shouldn't do that because he's a man of God. I should be able to trust him. And there's no way he should be able to do that. How?
But that shouldn't have got what he did, shouldn't have got. There's a godly code, and then you have a sheer man code. What he shouldn't have broke both of them.
I'm saying, what code is this? What code is this you speak of? And what book of the Bible is this you speak of? What does this teacher say? We can't just make up stuff. I'm saying, because the Bible say, no man is above my word. So when you put any man, all of us are equal. So when you make a man exalted above them, that's making him a false god. The Bible tell you don't do that.
So
see, start listening to people and start listening to the Bible. Though. What does the Bible say?
So why did God pick him?
Huh?
Why did God pick the guy?
Did God tell you he picked him?
What's that?
Did God tell you he picked him?
Well, God don't tell.
That's why I say that's why the Bible says study to show yourself approved. See, that's the thing. A lot of times he left this book for us to read and get our own direction, and he could talk to us. The law is over. We don't need to go through preachers. They're good to have. We don't need that no more. We still are lazy as people. So we listen to people who are studied in the word. So now you have to take a man's word. T.D. Jakes said he was called by God. You didn't hear him get called. You just believe T.D. Jakes. So when T.D. Jakes don't do something that you feel a man of God should do, then you feel crushed. But you don't know if T.D. Jakes was ever called. I don't either. So we can't put that kind of pressure on no man because you don't know if God, you're taking a man's word about a being that's higher than all of us. When the man said, study my word to show yourself approved. I will talk to you. I will be. That's why Jesus died on the cross. So we can have a direct line to him. Church is for us to get together to have a union so we can pray and all that. It's not for you to, hey, TD, what you say? Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a good man. No, that's God. Yeah. Follow Jesus. Jesus is the life you're supposed to follow. We're trying to be Christ-like, not TD-like, not Jamal-like, not Randy-like. We're supposed to be Christ-like. See, what happened is we start putting too much pressure on the man. That's dangerous for TD. Because if you ever hear TD preach, he's going to say, I'm just a vessel. I fail every day. Don't do that. He's begging people not to do that to him. Don't put me on no pedestal. I am submitting to God. So he's answering to God. So if TD don't do a lot of wrong shit, it's because he's not worried about what Chris think of him, Zay, Mario, or Tootie. He worried about what God think of him. But every man has to cross the belt. Every man. So I don't put that pressure on no man because I won't want to put on me. But that's a lot. That's why I say the Bible is here for you to study for yourself, bro. Because just like anything else, if the devil was trying to convince people in heaven to leave there, you think he's not going to be in the church?
Hey, I got to go to my heathen brother up top. Zay.
Yes.
Come on, my little heathen friend.
Y'all was so, listen, y'all was so anointed in the word. I was there with y'all in spirit, but y'all spoke on all of the points. So it really wasn't anything else for me to add. The only thing I will say is this, though, Chris. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? He's just a vessel. He's a conduit. You know what I'm saying? You can give him his doubts, but, form your own relationship. That Bible verse that Mario told you, study to show thine own self-approved, is a real verse. And I'm telling you this because I almost had the same problem that you had. When I was in St. Louis, I ended up bumping into a nice church where men led, and I'd never seen that before because I've always gone to a church where it was women led. And they did everything, and it amazed me. And I actually ended up getting, to be really, really good friends with the pastor at Mount Pisgah Baptist Church in St. Louis. And I spoke to him about actually joining and kind of spoke a little bit like you, where I wanted to be like him. He spoke well, he dressed well, you feel me? And he seemed to be full of the word. So I wanted to be that. And he told me that same verse, study to show thine own self-approved and work on your relationship. Because when you go to church, it's to fellowship and to, bring community to your development. But as far as the Pastor Jamal thing, I'm going to do this. I am going to salute that brother because one thing that I don't like is a man that can't be a man. And he erred as a man and he stood up for what he did. Even if he effed it up, he tried. The Bible will tell you that if you afflict or you have an art to a man, that you make the attempt to make it right. And that's exactly what he did. So you can't take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? But on the other half, there is somebody else who did cause a affliction to somebody, and they ain't said nothing. And you don't even say that they effed up. You just be quiet about it. And this is what we speak out on every time. We don't want to create a divide. We just want y'all to be real. And if you mess up, work toward what y'all really say y'all be working toward. We hear a lot when women say things about guys, whether you like them or you don't like them. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't really hear too much about the positive side of it. We just hear we tired of the this person ain't that, or they were negative, or they disparage women, whatever the case may be. What do they do good? Talk about that. And just like me and Chris always say, focus on those people, because if they're not talking your language, they're not your people. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste any energy on them. Bottom line is all I'm saying. But listen, it's a tragedy that black man died. You know what I'm saying? I hate that people keep bringing up that man's name in a bad light. the sign is RIP, which is rest in peace. The man is dead. Let him rest. That's it. Change your life. You don't like what he said, change your life. Or keep living. It's America.
I'm gonna tell you a story that they love to talk about, right? Last week we talked about this show where we had a pastor that called me the wolf in the church, and Jay, you better tell her I was falsely accused, right? But okay, shut up. So the next week we had a lady that came to and this was when I was green. The lady said blah blah blah. Told her from my mama, false prophet. She prophesied that I was in the streets and I was doing driving. Like she made me seem like I was dude from New York City. I'm sitting on the front row, like, who are you talking to? She was talking to me. I got so offended with church that I left church. I didn't go to church for years because I was offended with her. The reality is, I'm offended with her, so I'm not going to church. I'm offended with her. But if I would have died without the relationship, who would have been hurt? Me or her? She's still gonna be out there false prophesying and everything. So I had to learn that through that way because I was so offended and hurt, not believing in God, because I'm believing in this person, and I had to separate the two. So
I just think that I think that we should make a more of an effort for black men to get back into the church instead of just telling them get over it.
I agree.
I don't think that's the right approach of getting the black man back in the church by just telling them get over it. Oh well.
100%.
Let's appeal to them. Let's let the black church make an appeal to the black men, and let's get us back in church. And I think that's the best way to do it.
Listen, if I go to a church and I see I was going to another church, and when I looked in the church, I seen nothing against the way it was nothing but women preachers, and all the men in the church set up tables, broke down tables, stacked chairs. They was almost like handyman. Mm-hmm. Other than taking up the money for offering, there was not one male pastor in that church. And I was like, and it was like, why does it bother you? I'm like, I'm a man, and hell, you don't even have a man's ministry in this church. So I couldn't get jiggy with that.
That's
man.
tough.
You can appeal to us. Let's ask.
But I think.
Go ahead, Zay.
I don't know, Horace. I really have a problem with that, and I don't know. Maybe I could sit down with Cortina or somebody, Ivory or somebody. But I always say this, and I think people take me the wrong way. But what you spoke of, Horace, is monumental. When we go into church and it's women led, nothing wrong with women doing leadership and everything like that. But so oftentimes on this show, we always hear women say, well, men don't do this and men don't do that and all this other good stuff, right? And I said this one time, I got some blowback where I said the problem comes in with women trying to tell men how to be men or teach men how to be men. And that leadership position, we all know that really wasn't given to women. And that's why it's such a hard struggle. But yet alone we see it, and it's hard for us to put the pieces together, especially like when we do a person like Chris go to church and you're trying to make that connection with God and things like that. You see women doing leadership and you see them doing things that ain't all the way correct, and you ask questions about it and they kind of tell you because God said so, or don't give you no real direction, which kind of leave you confused and make you back away from what's probably right, essentially right. But it's, I don't know, I think it's lack of leadership. I don't really know how to word it, but we see it all the time. I think that is a turnoff for us as guys trying to go to church and get that understanding. Like Horace was talking about, I don't see any guys in leadership. It makes me feel like I'm not in the right place. I don't even want to be here, which is crazy. But
and don't forget about the whole white Jesus, black Jesus thing. That they kicked me out of church one time because they say it don't matter what color he is. I was like.
And it do matter because it don't make no sense from that region of the world. Yeah, like from that region of the world where they're saying Jesus from. Don't give me the depiction, but
it don't matter. It don't matter. We just keep our eye on Jesus. I'm like, it do matter.
Well, I'm not here to defend the church.
Somebody's lying.
I think I know for sure. The club we go to pander to women. We don't stop going. Louis Vuitton pander to women. Niggas still back. A lot of stuff that we do in this world is women based, but I'm gonna say this. I feel like if Planet Fitness is a gym that's catered to women, I'm a gym person. I know that. LA Fitness is catered to men. It's still a lot of men who go to Planet Fitness. If Planet Fitness is not your gym, do you hop up and down in Planet Fitness and say, Planet Fitness, I need you to treat me better? Or do you just go to LA Fitness? The thing about this is it's not one church. So if you go to a church and it's full of ladies, walk out and go to another one. Right now, I went to a men's ministry. I told Zay, this is breathtaking. I never seen so many strong men in my life get together. I'm talking about real men. I ain't talking about I'm talking about daddies, uncles, all this. But if I tell you that, is you gonna go? That's the thing. Or are you gonna say, you know what? It ain't no church out here led by men. And I think these churches that's near me should just do better.
Well, I won't say that. I go back to my original point. It's not that just because it's led by men. I want to admire the pastor. I want to think that this is I like the way this man translate the word. I like the way this man stands for. I'm rocking with you. For me, with growing up in sports without a father, it's like almost like everything I do in life. I look at it this way. I'm looking at that as a coach. Okay, well, he got the game plan.
Well, look for the church
in that situation.
I'm saying, look for
that's dangerous.
We got to trust somebody. Well, not my bad. I'm not one that God
Trust
directly
God.
talks to, so I don't have the knowledge to decipher God if it's not audio. That's me. My bad.
No, it's not. It's like 10,000 churches every week. So if you go to 2 and say, yeah, man, ain't nothing but women here, then whose fault is that?
Is that?
I said it's like 10,000 churches in Revere. It's like 10,000 churches from S Avenue.
He's in Orlando though.
To Blue Hand. I'm saying in anything right now on the west side. We're going out Colonial. It's 13,000 churches. So if you really care, because we're talking about how much do you want it? How much do you care about yourself? Because it's not like
I don't have a thrill to go to church that much.
Right. That's what we got to start it.
You can go online.
Because like right now, that's the same thing when I say, hey, they don't hire black men, but you went to 2 jobs. Well, if you really want a job, then you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the one loan turn you down by the house, if you really want a house, you're going to keep looking. That's the point. See, right now, we got to go to the basis of it. The basis of you really don't give a fuck if you go or not. And now you want somebody to sell you on going. When I would say like this, I don't have to tell you to get insurance. You don't never have to get it. But you damn sure going to want to have it when you need it. So that's why I'm not here to take it for the church or to convince somebody to go to the church. Hey, my brothers and sisters, this is your life. And you might not never need it. I hope you don't. But if you do, and you get there, and you had every opportunity to try to go get that, but you put other stuff that's tangible in this world above that, then you have no fault to blame but yours. Just like all the stuff in my life that I didn't conquer. I can't blame nobody but myself. I can't say, well, this school didn't. No, I had to go to another school. I had to, because I wanted that. I wanted that, so I kept going. So I kept going. Then I found what I wanted, and now I got it. And I have to have that approach with my life on everything.
That could also be Pascal's wager. But
hey, listen.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely the benediction, Mario. Thank you, Ashley, who I've seen rolling on the floor at many churches after they prayed for. Listen, guys, as we close out, we do have to highlight that in Buffalo, man, there was another mass shooting, and it was at the hands of a young Caucasian male. Somebody sent me the video, and I swear I wish I never saw the video. But it was so, and it just showed you like you got to be alert at all times. That video is so graphic and disturbing. But the part that made me go back, and I was 10 minutes later, I watched it. It was the part where, and I noticed it later that when he seen the white guy on the ground, he didn't shoot. He apologized and went back to target other people. That probably disturbed me more than anything. There was such a horrific, just to see someone hates African Americans. That mass shooting in Buffalo, quickly, guys. Your thoughts on it before we close out, Chris Maximus.
I want to question that guy that he said I'm sorry to. That seems kind of fishy to me. Black men, we got to strap up, man. We got to be prepared everywhere we go. Things like this happen to nations of people that are not known for just busting back at their enemy, at their true enemy. I think that we need to, black men, we need to get ourselves prepared. There's a true enemy out there, and we need to be prepared at all times to protect ourselves and our people. I don't know what area that was in, but if we had the mentality of trusting trusting us, then any unfamiliar person coming into our vicinity would put us on high alert. I think that guy had came into whatever area that was. I'm thinking that it may be an urban area, looking a certain way, dressed a certain way with a rifle. That should have set off alarms with everybody. If you know, so we got to stop being so nice and accepting to other people, because there are people that hate us. There's no one look of those people. There's people that hate us. And black men, we need to prepare for that. Get strapped, get prepared to protect you and yours.
Yeah, the driver drove 3 hours to go to an urban neighborhood, aka a black neighborhood. Zay, the latest man.
Man, I'm tired of it. Man, I'm tired of it. It's crazy. It's the same repetitive story over and over and over again. I mean, the more they show it, the more you see it, and it does suck. I try to encourage guys to, as much as young black men like to run around with sticks and switches and whatever else they want to call their guns, to not have your license, to not properly train, to not properly go to the gun range and get used to the sound, get used to hitting a target. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. To keep it a buck, think about how this man pulled up in full tactical gear to where a retired police officer, I believe, who was doing the security guard, actually fired rounds at him, hit him, but it didn't penetrate him because he had on body armor. You came to do destruction and pillage and everything else that you did, the carnage that you did. And it's crazy because the part that bothers me the most is you gunned down nothing but black people and you were treated so nice. Yet, I mean, every time, and it's the same story. Every time they walk him out in cuffs. Why you didn't push him down to the ground? Why didn't you put your neck on his medulla oblongata until he couldn't breathe any longer? You understand? Like that just aggravates the fuck out of me. I'm sorry. But yet they're gonna walk him off. They're gonna say that he has a mental problem. Which, as I was thinking about that actually happened here too. Again, locally here in West Palm Beach, a guy with a mental problem got killed. But he was black, so he deserved to die. It seems to be the resounding message for us black men. So that's terrible. And to see the video and to see him going through the aisles, actually mowing down women that look like our mothers and our grandmothers and our aunts, defenseless, while you have on all this Kevlar and helmet with a GoPro so that you can make sure that so you go viral. It's jacked up. That whole thing is jacked up. I'm at a loss for words for it, because I know that nothing much is going to come of it. They're going to give him a tap on the wrist and he'll be out. And it'll probably be expunged from his record a little later on in life once the hoopla dies down about it. So,
nah, I ain't going to go that far.
I ain't
gonna go that far. Hardy, listen, okay. One thing about them suits, kill headshots, people, headshots, just FYI. Mario Hardy.
He had on the helmet. He had the helmet.
Face.
Yeah,
neck.
It is what it is. You can preach till you preach, man. More people gonna say they fed up. They not gonna be. Yeah. People gonna say they want to do something different. They not going to. They gonna go to the club Saturday. They gonna hang out. They gonna get drunk. They gonna spend a whole bunch of money on stupid stuff until they getting guns. They not gonna do any kind of gun awareness. They gonna say, "Hey, you want to do this?" Nah, I ain't got time to be buying no guns and shoot no guns. It's the same thing. I've been saying this for years. I'm telling you. I go to the gun range to see nothing but other people. I hunt and see nothing but other people. So I don't have to want to hunt. So see what I'm saying? Like, you can want it. That's why I would say it's what you want in life. You gotta want it. You're right. And right now, I hate to say, one thing that is right about it is black men, we don't want it. We like to talk about it, and it sounds good, but we don't want it. And I mean, want it mean we don't really want to go to war. And the sad thing about war is it don't matter if you want it or not. It's still coming.
It's coming.
It's still coming. So, hey, I pray for God bless every man for himself and God for us all.
Yep.
Ladies, if you got a man that is interested in you, if you got a brother, listen, we leaving here. We ain't doing close comment. Make sure you know how to load a gun, shoot a gun. That should be something that's for this month from the Black Super Friends. Get familiar with a gun enough where you can load a gun, shoot a gun, and protect yourself. Yes, Chris.
Matter of fact, why don't we try to partner with
Nika.
What's it?
Nika Falana.
Nika, my bad. I'm sorry. Why don't we try to partner with her and kind of sponsor maybe two guys or 2 or 3 guys to take the class and things like that, man. I think that would be a good idea if we just, pay for 2 guys. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we take it as a group or everything like that. But I think that we need to maybe partner up with her. This is look. We got to prepare ourselves. There's people that truly hate us, and who cares? Who cares how they feel? We got to be prepared. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We got to be ready for when things like this happen. And gun education might be the way to go, man. Because marching ain't gonna do it.
All right.
And it's your right.
All right, hey man, another episode of Black Super Friends. We thank you, and sorry for keeping you so long tonight, but that was our show. Don, when women need to be armed too. That's what we're preaching. We're gonna try to get some people that come in and teach gun safety because it's important. Thank y'all.